This is a dark moment for our community. It's horrific. It's unconscionable. And I understand the fear and the trauma that so many in our community are experiencing right now.
A mass shooting erupts in a bar filled with hundreds of people. Everything we know, what witnesses saw, and whether this changes the city's plan to stop violence.
We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more.
And at least 3 U.S. troops are dead after Iran launches new missile strikes across the Middle East. We're going to take a look at what it could mean for the future of Iran and the U.S. commitment to the war effort. Right now, beginning with a mass shooting that erupted early this morning at an East End bar that was filled with hundreds of people. We can tell you that 9 people were wounded, no one was killed, and now there are new questions about safety in Cincinnati. We have live team coverage of this story for you tonight. Our Tyler Madden spoke exclusively with a man who was inside the bar when this shooting happened. Chris Arnold has a reaction from City Hall and the police department. But first, we want to go to Morella Porter, who is outside Riverfront Live, where this all happened, to begin our coverage. Morella.
Yeah, good evening, Kyle. Those shots were fired around 1 o'clock this morning, and the response by police was very quick because there were some off-duty officers who were working a detail here at Riverfront Live. Now, we know that this was a party that was being promoted by an outside promoter, and police say there were at least 500 to 600 attendees.
The shooting appeared to be targeted.
We had a gentleman pull a weapon out and fire shots at another patron.
Tim Jordan, the owner of Riverfront Live, says that's what his surveillance cameras captured. He was inside the venue, standing at a side door when the shots were fired.
Just a mass crowd of everybody trying to come out the side door. I mean, really all I could do was just try to get everybody off the ground and get them out safely.
Surveillance cameras from a car shop next door showed dozens of people burst through a door, spilling into the parking lot. Gage Skillman, the shop's owner, didn't hear the shots but saw the commotion.
I noticed in one of the videos what looks to me like blood all over the floor when it zoomed in to the side door on the building. You see dozens of people running through one door, which is awful to see. People tripping, falling, just trying to get to safety.
Jordan says safety is a priority at Riverfront Live. He says everyone attending the party was required to walk through a metal detector and patted down. Off-duty Cincinnati police officers were working the parking lot. The question is how the unidentified shooter got a gun inside.
We had police detail here, so we're trying to get the detail in the door, trying to get, everybody out safely, and at the same time, we don't know where they are in a building.
However, one of the party's promoters posted this on Facebook. He says the club, quote, made promises and failed. The promoter claims security was aware of people sneaking into the venue, but were acting, quote, scared to remove them.
Now, some of that information as far as the claims being made by the promoter surfaced since our interview with Jordan earlier today. Now, we are working to reach him to try and shed light on those concerns. But however, when we did speak to Jordan earlier today, he said that he will no longer be working with outside promoters. For now, live in the East End, Morella Porter, Local 12 News.
Morella, thank you so much for those updates there. Local 12's Tyler Madden continues our team coverage now. He is live outside UC Medical Center after speaking with someone who, again, was inside the venue when this shooting started. It's a story you'll see only here on Local 12 News. Tyler, good evening.
Kyle, Anton Kennedy still trying to wrap his head around it all. He was with his family celebrating a birthday when gunfire rang out, and he tells me one of the people shot was his cousin.
When I heard it go off, the first thing I was thinking of is, get my family to safety.
A night of celebration turned into a nightmare.
It was horrifying.
Anton Kennedy says he was near the door at Riverfront Live when the shooting started.
Somehow, out of nowhere, we heard gunfire. Just in the midst of the chaos, I couldn't really think. My thing was save my people, get myself together, get out of there, and that was my only intention.
He turns and sees his cousin was shot.
So I tied up, tied a shirt around her leg to try to stop the bleeding. and the gunfires were still going off. So after I made sure she was good, it was just more like, just get out of there, save yourself. Like,
Kennedy says it was his instincts that kicked in.
if you stand up in the midst of gunfire, there could be some chaos behind that. And we laid there. It was like 40 people stomping over me, stomping me. And I even couldn't get up if I wanted to.
He spent the night in the hospital and was released Sunday morning.
You know, I should be okay, but I am in so much pain. My hand and my knuckle, everything, it was just crazy.
Doctors told him he's got a possible bruised spine.
I'm alive. The important thing was just living, to being able to see my children, you know, once all this stuff was over.
Kennedy tells me he still is this week planning to follow up with his doctor. He also tells me he hasn't had a chance yet to check in with his cousin. Live outside UC Medical Center tonight, Tyler Madden, Local 12 News.
All right, Tyler, thank you. So, as you would expect, the mayor, the city manager, and interim police chief all made statements this afternoon. Local 12's Chris Arnold is live at Cincinnati Police Headquarters right now with what they had to say. Chris.
Well, good evening, Cal. Yeah, Interim Police Chief Adam Henney says 500 to 600 people were inside Riverfront Live when the shooting happened, and he stressed that the investigation is still in its early stages.
This is a dark moment for our community. It's horrific. It's unconscionable.
Mayor Aftab Pirval says hundreds of people were expecting to enjoy their night peacefully.
And instead, an unimaginable tragedy occurs due to senseless gun violence.
The shooting sent people running out of the venue and officers nearby and first responders running toward danger.
Our Cincinnati police officers, fire and EMS, and all other first responders who rushed to the scene are heroes of the highest order. Their work saved lives last night in its ultimate act of public service.
This comes days after the city's investigation into Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Thigi was extended for the second time. Thigi was placed on administrative leave last year following a surge in violent crime downtown.
We've had several high-profile incidents. I know Chief Thigi was put on investigation for following some of that. And now you have one of the largest mass shooting incidents, according to Councilwoman Owens in her statement today, in Cincinnati's history. So what is your plan to reduce violence and crime?
We can continue to have off-duty details at these establishments, as we have both this establishment from the shooting this morning and also in the previous. We can continue to do high visibility. We can continue to partner with the Highway Patrol to crack down on illegal guns, as well as our partnerships with DOJ, ATF, and FBI.
The mayor points to other challenges.
But if people have easy access to guns across the board, and if they get into arguments, and instead of dealing with those arguments in ways short of mortal death, it's very, very difficult to stop that from happening.
And the mayor went on to answer my question by saying this does bring up a real conversation around whether or not it is too easy to get a gun. Live at police headquarters tonight, Chris Arnold, Local 12 News.
Yeah, Chris, a conversation we seem to be having all too often these days. Thank you so much. Interim Chief Henney says that they are still interviewing witnesses and victims as well, and will do whatever is needed to find whoever is responsible for this shooting. If you have information that could help police, call Crime Stoppers. You see the number there on your screen. It is 513-352-3040, and you could get some cash for your clues. The man who was celebrating his birthday when the shooting broke out, DJ Fresh, released a statement saying, quote, "I myself took on roles to make sure I could handle things that might have went wrong. I'm super glad to have the support of the city, and I wish everyone affected prayers and support."